Hey everyone, welcome to another weekly update. So the first mod this week is this Tomei 3.9 final drive ratio kit. I honestly pictured it coming in a much cooler box. Why did I pick this up? The last time I took the car to Toronto Motorsports Park, I made some notes. It was October 2018 and I hadn't driven the car in over a year. There were some things that I didn't like about the way that the car felt. So these are the notes that I made. Point one was that the engine felt sluggish and lacked sharpness. The throttle response seemed poor, and it did not feel the same as 2015 at the last refresh, and it made it feel down on power. Point number two, it was geared way too long. With the additional RPM the engine makes, the car is not really making full use of the power that it does have down the straightaways. Point number three, the car has tons of mechanical grip, but it's squirming all over the place. I'm wondering if it needs some new bushings or maybe some stiffer springs. Point number four, the car felt like it pulls a parachute in fourth gear. The way I have the aero set up is probably making a ton of drag at higher speeds. Point number five, I can easily take 100 pounds off the car, and I probably should. So I used calculators online and then decided to go on the conservative side because I don't have the budget for a different final drive ratio for different tracks. So for an example, I know that as is, my red line is set to 8,000 RPM. My tires are about 25.9 inches tall. My current fourth gear ratio is 1.271 to 1. And my current final drive ratio is 3.54 to 1. That means fourth gear tops out at 220 kilometers an hour. That's way too long a gear. I'm currently topping out at about 181 kilometers an hour at TMP and DDT, and maybe about 190 or so kilometers an hour at Grand Bend Raceway and Shannonville. So at 3.9 final drive ratio, fourth gear's top speed becomes 200 kilometers an hour, which is about perfect for to make perfect use of power more efficiently at small to medium circuits. Big tracks like Mosport are a different story. You'll need fifth gear, and the top speed in fifth gear, even with a 3.9, becomes 254 kilometers an hour, which is still too long a gear. I don't have the power to get up to that speed at that track. So I'd actually need at least a 4.3. So only being able to select one gear set at a time, 3.9 is okay for now. It will be better at almost every track over 3.54, and I could always play with it a little bit by selecting a different tire height. A shorter tire shortens the final drive ratio, and a taller tire lengthens it just a little bit. The engine is capable of 8,600 RPM, with more air being let into the cylinders. How close we'll be able to run to that, I'm not sure. But if the RPM limit was raised, a more aggressive final drive ratio would be needed. So up next is just this silicone hose set. It's a Z1 Motorsports house brand. I needed a hose set because I'm still on the 18-year-old original hoses. I think my car rolled off the line in December of 2002. And this is actually the fourth engine that has been in the car for various reasons. So through all those swaps and the wear and tear and the oxidation of the rubber, I'm starting to get a coolant leak. So with the race engine going back in for the fifth time, it's time for that small maintenance item. So track season accounting. So the cost of these two items, the hoses and the final drive ratio ring gear, delivered in Canada, including UPS's obscene brokerage fees, is $1,442. Bringing our two video total to $2,907. My YouTube income since I last bought a part for this car in late 2017 is now at 982 Canadian dollars. So I need to maintain my YouTube monetization. So that equals a net loss of $1,925 so far. Everyone asks about costs all the time, and this is the first time I'm going to try to be totally transparent about what things cost to do. All right, that's it for this week. We have to get some more parts in for the rebuild, and my engine refresh has to start soon too. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.